in the end, Gareth. Thank God for Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think a game we were in control of for 80 minutes. We've come into a very difficult atmosphere, very difficult environment. The Scottish fans were fantastic, really got behind their team. Our fans were also fantastic in the support for the team. I thought Scotland made it very difficult for us the way they set up. Tactically, it was understandable what they did, 5-4-1. Try to sit back, leave limited spaces. At times, we found those opportunities to play in between the lines, but our quality in the final third was disappointing at times. We then get the goal. I think we're deservedly ahead on chances created. And then there's a mad minute and a half or however long it was where a free kick we shouldn't concede but do. And then 2 moments of real quality from Griffiths. Great credit to him. You know, under pressure he delivers 2 outstanding technical finishes. Then most importantly for me, we're heading into injury time. 2-1 down, I don't see anybody sink to their knees. I don't see anybody hit the floor. I see body language that says we're still in the game. And we should never ever be throwing the towel in those moments. It takes 10 seconds to score. And we had at least the chance that we scored from and the free kick before that in that period. So the end for me is a significant moment because the character of the team has to come through in those moments. Overall, objective is to qualify. We're top of the group. We wanted to come here and win. We haven't managed to do that, but given the way that the narrative of the game has played out, we've got to be pleased in the end to take the point.
Gareth, do you think the goalkeeper should have done better with the free kick?
I need to look at it again. I think they're two brilliant finishes, but firstly, you've got to avoid conceding free kicks where possible. I think the second one is a slip. Don't understand the decision. Don't understand the decision for Brown with the second, what should be a second yellow. Yeah, then we'll have to look. You know, as soon as you concede free kicks in international football in those areas of the field, then you run the risk of those moments of high quality.
Was Raheem injured we heard he had an eye infection? Was he unavailable through that? If it was that in any way related to the military boot camp that he did
Well, no is the answer to both questions. He was available because we wouldn't have put him on otherwise. Just felt Marcus has been excellent in at the end of the season and in training as well. No, and the second point, no.
Gareth, is that what you're hinting that? Obviously, what you'll take away from this? I mean, you're disappointed conceding those 2 goals, but will this be quite a special moment that ultimately you'll take away from this and say, well, actually, that was quite character building? I think it's
a huge moment for the team. You know, the questions around us centre on character, centre on the ability to withstand events that go against you, and yeah, that's what we've got to show. We have to be a team that are never beaten. We have to be a team that maybe the clock runs out, but you never ever stop. And today we've done that, and a real quality finish as well under pressure to get the point. So, is it what we wanted when we turned up here? No, it isn't. But the chain of events is remarkable, really.
Is it just character that you need, or it seems like midfield in particular, the quality is there these days?
Well, I thought Jake Livermore had a very good game, and I thought he and Eric did what was required. They controlled transitions. They controlled the game with the ball. I don't know what the possession stats were, but they'll be huge in our favour, I would have thought. Of course, we can improve in every area of our game. But in a game like this, at the end of the season, going into injury time with people cramping up and everything that entails, then absolutely it's about character.
Yeah, the way Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain celebrated, were you aware, was there something said to him, or was that a reaction to something that happened when he was warming up?
I don't know. I didn't really clock his celebration in particular, but again, he's finished the season well and has trained well, and we felt he could have a good impact on the game.
Yeah, do you think that what you were talking about with what you did at Devon, and then also what Steve Holland said about how the team just lost their heads against Iceland, do you think that maybe the penny dropped a bit? You said it's a huge moment.
Well, it's not only did we discuss how we wanted to play, but we discussed how we needed to be if events turned against us. Maybe we concede a goal in the first 2 minutes. You just don't know. Anything is possible, because you can get moments in football like we had today, where somebody produces unbelievable quality and you find yourself level or behind in a game with the momentum against you and all of the crowd on a huge high. So it was important that we'd had those conversations, I think, this week, as well as some of the experiences we've been through. It's fundamental to being a top team, but it's only one small step in that direction. We still can improve in all areas. We all know that, but it is nevertheless a significant moment, I think.
Gareth, I know this is difficult to answer in some ways because you're not a soothsayer, but I think we've grown cynical in our country now that we always qualify extremely well, and then we get to the tournament and we don't do very well at all. Do you see any signs, and are you hopeful that we can break that cycle?
Well, that is the challenge for us. The challenge is to, how do we become the best team in the world? And we have to improve in all areas to do that. So we can only take steps at a time and work as a team to improve every area, whether that's technical, tactical, psychological. But we are identifying those areas, and we'll keep working on them. And you have short-term objectives in winning individual games. But in the background, a lot of the other work we're doing is to start to prepare us for the finals. Now, you can't take your eye off the immediate goal of needing to get there, but we also can't wait for qualifying and wait till next March before we start working towards things. So we intend to focus on a lot of areas that we feel we can improve on.
I know it's difficult within the context of a game like today, where there's a lot of early. But do you see in the quality that we have, beyond the character, and the quality we have, anything to tell you that we can compete with the best in Europe, at the World Cup? I mean, do you think we still have a long way to go?
I think it's clear that we talked last time we were together. Our record is 3 knockout wins in 25 years. So we now have a young team emerging. 19 and a 21-year-old in the front line today. They haven't played in many matches or occasions like they've been involved in today. So this team's just starting out. How far it can go, I think there's great potential. There's a desire on their part. They're desperate to do well for the shirt. I think they're showing pride in playing for the shirt. But of course, we've got enormous journey to go on to match teams that have already won World Cups, European Championships, with players that are Champions League winners regularly, used to playing in the highest games. We know the size of the challenge, but it's one we're enjoying taking on.
Gareth, David Beckham once scored a very important goal. I know it wasn't terribly significant goal in terms of what it meant in terms of qualification, but that felt like a real captain's goal. How do you see this cement his stamina?
I think what it is a important moment for the team, important moment individually for Harry, because I have a feeling we might have been sitting here talking about how long it was since he last scored for England if he hadn't scored it. So brilliant for him that he's, in a pressure moment, executed a skill that I think he made look a lot easier than actually it was. So yeah, I think it is a significant goal, but for many different reasons, yeah.
Is anyone leaving the squad?
No.
Have you got any? Is there anyone that's borderline?
Sorry, sir.
Possibly borderline fitness-wise?
Well, nothing from before the game, but I don't know yet from what we've been. I've not had a chance to check medically yet. So.
Any further questions?
Gareth, you haven't seen the free kick yet, but Joe Hart is a very fluid situation. I mean, he's left Torino and, he's come back to Manchester City, then signed a goalkeeper abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Did he seem okay this week? Is he unsettled at all, or is he fully focused?
Excellent. He's. I thought he was extremely composed with the ball at his feet, and his focus through the week. He's been one of the outstanding leaders in the group. So, look, I'm sure he'll be disappointed to concede any goal. But I go back to, we'll have a look. We'll look in more detail. But you've got to credit Lee Griffiths as well with 2 outstanding strikes.
Gareth, you tend to change things about it in Paris. I mean, quite an emotional ending. I guess it could drain the for.
Well, I think you saw players from both sides going down with cramp. I mean, it was a really hot day, very sticky pitch. A couple of weeks really since anybody's played 90 minutes. So, we'll have to assess physically what's been taken out of the team, and also there's we want to learn something from the game in Paris as well. So we'll make some changes, but I can't say how many until we've assessed everybody really.
Okay, guys, we'll have a short briefing just outside the door here for Monday newspaper.